Hello, this is Fiorellino dress and top sewing pattern for girls and toddlers by Briosa Patterns. This design is made for knit fabrics that stretch in 4 directions and have at least 30% stretch. There are 2 ruffle neckline options and the bottom can be made with or without hem ruffles. Open the file with Adobe Acrobat, scroll down to the pattern pages and uncheck all the sizes that you do not need. Set your printer at 100% or actual size. Print only the first page and check if you printed correctly. Proceed with assembling the pages by following the big numbers and the small numbers in the circles. The bottom parts of the peplum and the dress are not inside this file. The cutting charts for these pattern pieces are inside the instruction file. These are the printed pattern pieces. This video tutorial is for the B option ruffle neckline. Place the neckline ruffles on fold and cut. Now take these pattern pieces again and mark 1 cm, 3/8 of an inch all around the bottom and cut away with the scissors. In this way the ruffle will be 1 cm smaller all around. Now place these pattern pieces again on fold and cut. Here it is, the second ruffle is smaller. Now we're going to prepare the third one. Again, all around, mark 1 cm and cut. Now again, place the ruffle on fold and cut the fabric. And here we have our 3 ruffles, both for the front and the back. If you are sewing the peplum top or the dress, you will have to cut on the waistline the pattern, like here. Keep the bottom part for the future projects. Place the pattern on fold and cut. Do the same with the sleeves. Place them on fold and cut 2 pieces. If you want short sleeves, then cut along the line short sleeve. Place 2 times on fold and cut. Mark the shoulder seam notch, which is the center of the sleeve. Cut the dress or peplum panels according to the cutting charts. Cut away the keyhole and mark the centers. Now pin and stitch the shoulders of the bodice. Now pin the shoulders of the ruffles, right sides touching. And stitch. Press the seams with your steam iron. Finish the bottoms of the ruffles. Fold once the hem and stitch it all around. Pin the first ruffle on the neckline. The first one is the one you cut first, the biggest one. Baste it around the neckline with your sewing machine, all 3 of them one at a time. Now comes the tutorial, or the keyhole and lace neck binding. Put the lace neck binding on fold, mark the center and the keyhole notches. Now press the keyhole binding with your steam iron, as you see here in the video. The right side is facing downwards. Do the same with the lace neck binding. Place the keyhole binding on the wrong side of the keyhole. Stitch inside the crease and match the center of the binding with the center of the keyhole. Stitch through the end. Now fold the crease of the binding. On the right side, pin and baste, covering the stitching that you made by 1 mm. In this way, the wrong side will be nicely finished too. Now stitch near the edge. On the right side, I am using this scrap piece of fabric to balance the presser foot. And here is the result. Now place the center of the lace binding on the center front, right side of the binding and wrong side of the bodice. Match the keyhole notches on the binding, on the keyhole endings of the bodice, and start stitching inside the crease, starting from one keyhole ending. Stitch through the other keyhole ending, pull the binding slightly, what is needed, and keep stitching inside the crease. Backstitch on the keyhole, fold the crease, pin and baste on the right side, covering the stitching with the crease by 1 or 2 mm. Stitch the endings of the lace binding. You can also skip this part because knit fabrics don't fray. Now start stitching on one ending. While stitching, fold the crease with your fingers. You can also prepare this by pinning all around. Stitch near the edge. and finish on the other end. Now place the sleeves on the bodice, right sides touching. Match the shoulder seam and the notch on the sleeve and stitch. Close the side seams, right sides touching. Now proceed with finishing the sleeve bottoms and stitching them, and finishing and stitching the bottom of the top version. Now for the peplum and dress version, stitch the side seams, gather the bottom part, match the centers and the stitchings and stitch. Now if you have chosen the ruffled hem, join the two ruffle pieces, stitch them and ruffle them. Pin and stitch the ruffle on the bottom, match the centers and the stitchings, stitch and top stitch. Stitch a narrow elastic on the waistline stitching for a more fitted look. Close the elastic, mark the centers and the quarters and match them on the dress. Stitch the elastic on the dress, start stitching and pull what is needed. And with this, your project is finished.